CBS Y&R Spoilers. Welcome back to our channel, Y&R fam. Today is an absolutely wild day to dive deep into the madness of Genoa City. Grab your coffee, your tea, or maybe something a little stronger, because we have a massive amount of drama to unpack right now. We are so glad you are here with us as we break down the latest jaw-dropping twists. Let us get right into the chaos because there is so much to discuss. I cannot even breathe right now. Seriously, my jaw is still literally on the floor after reading the setup for the May 14th episode. Are you kidding me? Jack Abbott, what in the actual world is going through your mind right now? I am typing this so fast because I just need to get this out of my system before my head explodes. He is actually going to make a deal with Patty Williams. Patty Williams, the woman is a walking, talking horror movie, and Jack thinks he can just use her like a chess piece. I am sorry, but this is the most unhinged thing Jack has done in years. And I say this as someone who has been watching since 2015 and has seen Jack do some incredibly stupid things in the name of revenge. But this takes the absolute cake. React first, explain later. I know. Let me back up and lay out exactly what is happening. So, the spoilers for the May 14th episode are pointing to Jack officially changing his dynamic with Patty and making her some kind of major, game-changing offer. Because why? Because he wants to use her to permanently destroy Victor and Nikki's marriage. He wants to hurt Victor so badly, so deeply, that he is willing to unleash Patty on him. I mean, did Jack just suddenly develop amnesia? Did he forget who Patty is and what she is capable of? Wait, I am getting ahead of myself. Let's just look at Jack's motivation for a second. He genuinely believes that Nikki is better off without Victor. He has always had this massive white knight complex when it comes to Nikki, and now he thinks he is the one who needs to save her from the big bad mustache, but using Patty to do it. It is sheer insanity. Let's talk about Patty for a second, because I feel like Jack has completely lost his grip on reality. Remember when Patty poisoned Summer Newman? Remember the absolute trail of destruction, the violence, the sheer unpredictability she has left in Genoa City over the decades? Yeah, didn't work out so well for anyone who tried to control her then, either. You cannot put a leash on a tornado, Jack. But he is so blinded by his hatred for Victor and his weird, desperate need to protect Nikki that he is literally playing with a loaded weapon. I know some people are loving this dark, vindictive side of Jack, but personally, I am terrified. He is going to get someone killed, probably himself. Because when you try to manipulate someone who is as unstable as Patty, it never, ever goes the way you planned. And then there is Nikki. Oh my God, Nikki Newman. Can we talk about this? This is the part that actually made me scream at my television. Nikki is not just sitting back and letting Jack fight her battles. Oh no, our girl is going completely rogue. She is completely 100% down with Victor. The spoilers explicitly say she has absolutely no feelings left for him. None. Zero. After decades of the toxic merry-go-round, the endless betrayals, the constant need to forgive him, the great Nikki Newman has finally had her emotional breaking point, and she is out for blood. She wants revenge, and she is willing to do whatever it takes to get it. But here is the kicker, the absolute nuclear bomb of this entire storyline. Nikki wants to install Jack Abbott as the CEO of Newman Enterprises. I need a minute. I literally need to pause and take a breath. Nikki wants to make an Abbott the head of Newman Enterprises. Have we ever seen a betrayal this massive in the history of this show? I mean, Victor is going to have a literal heart attack. He built that company from the ground up. It is his entire identity. It is his legacy, his baby, his absolute everything. And his own wife, the love of his life, the woman who has stood by him through thick and thin, is actively plotting to hand his legacy over to his absolute worst enemy. I am screaming. You have to look at the psychology of what Nikki is doing here. She is a Newman. She has voting power. She has massive board influence. She has the right to make decisions, and she knows where all the bodies are buried. For years, Victor has treated her like a beautiful accessory that he can just command and control. But he forgot that she learned from the master. She knows how to play the corporate game just as ruthlessly as he does. And putting Jack in the CEO chair, that isn't just a business move. That is the ultimate humiliation. That is Nikki looking Victor in the eye and saying, "You are nothing, and the man you hate most is better than you." It is so petty, it is so brilliant, and I'm absolutely 100% here for it. But wait, let's look at the timeline of how we got here because it is just so messy. Diane just caught Jack and Nikki in a compromising position, right after Diane caught Jack on that boat with Patty. Jack's marriage to Diane is literally crumbling to dust as we speak. Diane is talking about divorce, Jack is panicking, and what does he do? He runs right into Nikki's orbit and decides to team up with her to destroy Victor. It is the classic Jack Abbott pivot. When his personal life gets messy, he obsesses over Victor. But this time, Nikki is matching his freak. She is just as angry, just as bitter, and just as ready to burn the entire city down to the ground. Okay, back to the point about Patty. How exactly does Jack plan to use her? Does he want her to seduce Victor because, ew, no thank you? I do not want to see that. Does he want her to frame Victor for something horrible? Does he want her to just cause so much chaos that Victor's life falls apart completely? Whatever the plan is, it is going to backfire in the most spectacular way because Patty does not follow scripts. The second you think you have Patty Williams pointed at your enemy, she turns around and bites you. I am calling it right now. Patty is going to end up turning on Jack or Nikki. She is going to find out they are just using her as a pawn, and she is going to go completely nuclear. And let's not forget what Victor is doing right now while all of this is happening. He is currently sitting back, sipping his scotch, and watching Phyllis Summers completely self-destruct over that AI evidence. He thinks he is a god. He thinks he is totally untouchable, playing for D chess while everyone else is playing checkers. He has Christine doing his dirty work. He has Phyllis going feral, and he is just loving every single second of it. He is so utterly distracted by his petty revenge against Phyllis that he has no idea his own wife is plotting a corporate coup right under his nose. The irony is just too delicious to ignore. Victor is using fake AI evidence to steal Summers Corp, while his actual wife is using real corporate maneuvering to steal Newman Enterprises from him. I can't. It is poetic cinema. When Victor finally realizes what Nikki and Jack are doing, the explosion is going to register on the Richter scale. We are talking about a legendary, earth-shattering tantrum. He is going to throw glasses. He is going to yell, "You got that." He is going to threaten everyone in a 50-mile radius. And honestly, I cannot wait to watch him squirm. He deserves every bit of this blindside. But I also have to contradict myself for a second and wonder, is Nikki really over him? I know the spoilers say she has no feelings left, but this is Victor and Nikki we are talking about. They have been doing this exact same dance since the 1980s. They hate each other, they destroy each other, and then they end up back together. Am I the only one who thinks this extreme hatred is just a mask for how deeply hurt she is? You don't try to hand your husband's company over to his mortal enemy unless you are profoundly, deeply wounded by him. This isn't just business. This is a broken heart lashing out in the most destructive, catastrophic way possible. And what happens if Jack actually becomes CEO? Can you imagine Jack Abbott sitting behind Victor's desk? The portrait of Victor staring down at him while Jack puts his feet up on the mahogany. Adam and Victoria are going to lose their absolute minds. Victoria will probably try to assassinate him, and Adam will probably try to blow up the building. The Newman kids are not going to just sit back and let an Abbott run their legacy. This is going to start a corporate civil war the likes of which Genoa City has never seen. and I am gonna be glued to my screen for every single second of it. I just keep coming back to Patty, though. That is the wild card that makes this whole storyline so incredibly dangerous. Jack is so arrogant right now. He thinks because he is Jack Abbott, he can charm and manipulate a woman who is clinically unstable and historically violent. He is treating her like a tool, not a person. And Patty is highly sensitive to being used. Remember when she felt betrayed in the past? She doesn't just get mad. She gets even in the most twisted, psychological ways possible. I am genuinely scared for Nikki, because if Patty finds out Nikki is the ultimate endgame of this plot, Patty might target her. So what is going to happen on May 14th? Jack is going to make this offer. Patty is going to smile that creepy, unsettling smile of hers and agree. And the wheels of destruction are going to start turning. I kind of feel bad for Diane in all of this, honestly. She is watching her husband completely lose his mind over another woman's vendetta. But then again, it's Diane, so she will probably figure out a way to weaponize this for her own gain. Maybe Diane teams up with Victor to take down Jack and Nikki. Oh my God, could you imagine? Victor and Diane teaming up against Jack and Nikki. The alliances in this town are shifting so fast I need a spreadsheet to keep track of them. I am just so emotionally invested in this. I have been complaining for months that the corporate storylines were getting stale, but this is the good stuff. This is the soapy, dramatic, high-stakes insanity that made me fall in love with the young and the restless in the first place. Characters making terrible, emotionally driven decisions that are guaranteed to blow up in their faces. Jack thinking he's a genius while actively lighting a match in a fireworks factory. Nikki embracing her dark side and going for the jugular. Victor being completely oblivious to his impending doom. It is just absolute perfection. But seriously, let me know if you think Jack is going to survive this. Because I am telling you, playing with Patty Williams is a death wish. And trying to steal Newman Enterprises from Victor Newman is a suicide mission. Jack is doing both at the exact same time. The man has a death wish. I kinda want to shake him and yell, go home to your wife and focus on Jabot. But where is the fun in that? We want the drama, we want the chaos, and May 14th is going to deliver it in spades. I am gonna be watching, probably screaming at the TV, and I know you all will be right there with me.